Deliver professional, dependable service to get your home cool and comfortable again without the stress. And right now, for a limited time, get your AC tune-up for just $79. If it's time for a new system, we offer trusted brands like Lennox, plus financing options designed to fit your budget, so you can get back to enjoying summer the way it's supposed to be. Homer 9 & Sons, quality home comfort since 1943.
On this Thursday, August the 13th, at 11 minutes past 8, we've got a temperature of 67 degrees with partly sunny skies in Beaver County. That's news. I'm Curtis Walsh on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, 95.7 FM and AM 1460 WMBA, as well as streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
We are joined in studio now by Dan Rosenberg. Welcome back to Beaver County.
Hello.
You got to hear the news. So someone from PennDOT accused of embezzlement. The Pirates have lost like 15 of the past 20 games. It's going to be cloudy today, so nothing's changed.
It's exactly how I left it.
I'm turning your mic on now. One thing I learned from you sitting here, you're drinking it looks like you said it's
Dunkin'.
And you
Yes.
don't have Dunkin' where you live out in Washington State.
Yeah, I live on a little island across from Seattle called Bainbridge Island, and we have great little coffee shops. We have 2 Starbucks. One,
That's
only 2 on the whole island. One in the parking lot of a Safeway, where there's another one inside the Safeway grocery store. So we've got 2, and there you can walk to each of them. But I love Dunkin', and I was so happy. I hope they're not a sponsor that So I went to a drive-through and got myself some caffeine. I literally just got off a plane.
And you took a rental car right here to Beaver
rental
County
car,
Radio.
came right here.
You were here to promote your a YouTube series you did, but let me set it up here. Dan Rosenberg, all day long I've been telling people, we have comedian, he grew up in Blackhawk School District, he lives in Washington, but I forgot to mention your basketball coaching career at Blackhawk, very successful.
I was an assistant. Well, I went to Blackhawk, class of 88, so I'm old. And the following year I was a JV coach at Quigley Catholic High School.
Okay.
And I got into coaching very young. And then when I was 20, I was hired at Avonworth High School to be the head coach.
Wow.
Did that for 1 year.
At 20?
At 20. I filled in for a guy, Bob Schultz, who was sick for a year, took a year off. And then I moved to LA to try comedy. And then I came back, and then Coach Miller called and said, hey, I need an assistant. So I went back to Blackhawk for 2 years. I was the JV coach for 2 years. Still remember my record, 34-2.
Who'd you lose to?
Aliquippa. My first game. Bob Amelia, the late Bob Amelia, who sadly passed away a few years ago, he never lost as a JV coach. I mean, he was literally, if he won a year, he would lose. I don't think he ever had a perfect season, but he would always lose like one. So in 20 years, he had 20 losses. So then I take over the program. First game.
You lose.
We lose at Aliquippa. We're up 4 with like 3 seconds to go. And my smartest player just makes a bonehead mistake. And then we lose by 1 at the buzzer. And I started 0-1, but then won every game the rest of the season. But that wasn't me. That program was so solid. This cup of coffee could have won those games that year.
Blackhawk High School basketball for sure.
Yeah.
Well, the comedy career is obviously working well for you out there in Washington. You've toured the country. You've done big comedy clubs. And what's that experience like to be, living out of a suitcase, playing was this like the improvs, the Funny Bones, those kind of places?
Well, I started at the original Funny Bone, which was in Station Square. Mm-hmm. Or it was originally Route 51, but I started at the one once they moved to Station Square. And in the 90s, I was literally just living out of a suitcase, was gone every weekend, doing one-nighters here and there. One of my memories was driving to Niles, Michigan, and the OJ slow car chase was happening, and they wouldn't turn the TVs off while I'm on stage.
Oh. How do you compete with that?
I just did a play-by-play. It's all you can do. But there's always weird stuff that happens on the road. Now it's a little different because I am doing more clubs. Like tomorrow I'm in Akron, Ohio, doing one show at a new club called the Killbox Comedy Club, and I'm going to the Funny Farm in Youngstown on Saturday.
Now, is it harder doing comedy clubs now because of YouTube and people putting your material on there? And, is it hard to...
Yeah, the biggest problem is tons of comics are doing crowd work now. And that's what they're putting online because they don't want to put their act online, so they put the crowd work on. Then you get the audience that thinks, you want me to talk to you. And I'm like, no, I don't. I'm here to talk. I'm a monologist, one.
Fair.
I can handle crowd work, and I love crowd work, but I got other things to say.
Yeah. And other projects to work on. So you have created and successfully a YouTube series. Let's talk about this.
It's not a series yet.
Okay.
So we did a pilot back a few years ago called It's a Lot. It was originally called Dan's Dad, and it was based on another script I wrote like 30 years before, based on 2 Donnie Iris songs.
Oh, no kidding.
It was called Love is Like a Rock, and then the main female character was Leah.
Of course.
And so I came up with a concept after seeing Rick Springfield in concert in Los Angeles. He's up on stage. This was 20 years ago. And I'm like, he takes his shirt off and all the women are going crazy. And I said to my buddy, first I said, why are we at a Rick Springfield concert? Then I said, oh my God, this guy's old enough to be my dad. Mm-hmm. Like, look at these women.
But they're throwing themselves
and
at
they're going crazy. And then the light bulb went off. I go, that's a sitcom, because the dads are always overweight and balding. How about the kids overweight and balding and the dad's good looking?
Ah.
And so I made it so he was kind of a womanizer, and then Me Too happened, and he was really slimy. He was a really not likable character. And during the pandemic, my buddy Eric Schemer and I rewrote the pilot, changed the name from Dan's Dad to It's a Lot, because we made it based on, I work at a car lot, because I've worked at car lots before, unfortunately. And so I'm just this schlub, and my dad is a 6-time divorced rock star. And I made him 6-time divorced because that way he's not rich. Because 50% 6 times,
he still has to work.
He's lost 300% of his income.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how the math works, but yeah, he's famous but not wealthy, and so it takes place in Seattle, and we filmed it, and then we pitched it to a bunch of networks. We almost got on the Motor Trend network when that was a network.
Ooh.
And then the guy was like, "Oh my God, we're so interested!" And they're really excited because it's car themed, and it'll bring a new audience to their network because of the Rick Springfield fans. And then they go, "We have something happening in 4 weeks with Warner Brothers." That's who owned them. We don't know what it is yet, so give us 4 weeks. We'll get back to you. And they never got back to us because they all got fired 4 weeks later because Warner Brothers sold Motor Trend to the Hearst Corporation, and they got rid of the TV network.
Ouch.
Yeah. So we've pitched it a bunch of places, and then I decided, you know what, let's just run it through some festivals. So 2025, we did 12 festivals, I think, and we won 7 awards. The biggest one we didn't win, but we were nominated in New York City at the Soho Film Festival. And we were nominated for Best TV Pilot, and they screened it. We were on Broadway, so I can say I was on Broadway.
And Soho, that's like Robert De Niro goes to that. They're like heavy hitters.
Yeah, it's a big festival. And so after winning 7 awards, I signed with an agency, and they've been shopping it. And then a couple weeks ago, I called up one of the main executive producer, a guy named Barry Katz, and I go, what if we just put this on YouTube? Mm-hmm. Like, let's just put the pilot out there, because I did a tour with it, and a lot of people came to see the show in a theater. And he was like, yeah, let's, worst case, it sucks, and you take it down and act like it never happened.
Now, how does that work? Do you have to get permission from YouTube? Do you just submit it?
No, I have a Dan Rosenberg 3 is the channel. I have my comedy special on there, so I'm monetized, as the kids say. I guess I'm a YouTuber. And anything I post makes a little bit of money now. So I'm going to put it up on my channel, because I figured, why start a brand new channel? Mm-hmm. Throw it on mine. And August 20th, next Thursday, so a week from today, at 1:47 p.m. Pacific time. And if you've seen the show, 147 is a very important number in the show. It's like a running joke.
Okay.
So that's why, and my hat says 147. And we'll see what happens. The Rick Springfield fans are amazing.
We didn't mention that. Rick Springfield is in the pilot episode.
Yes, he plays my dad.
How'd you twist his arm to get him to do that?
Part of it was money. That always helps. We shot the whole thing in the Seattle area, other than one day we went down to California and we shot all of his stuff between 9 and 6 in one day. And when you see the show, you go, wow, it's weird that we did that. Excuse me. But his manager, who was really hard to get a hold of, I finally got a hold of him. He said, Rick won't do anything if he doesn't like the script.
Okay.
And Rick hates the movie he did, Hard to Hold. So
really?
Yeah, he always says, worst movie ever. And he goes, I won't do anything with bad writing. And they read the script. This is the
General Hospital guy who said that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, General Hospital was, I think he said, soap opera is just memorization. If you can memorize lines, you can be a star in a soap opera. And you have to obviously be good
Look
looking.
like Rick Springfield.
And look like Rick Springfield. And now, I mean, he's turning 77 next Sunday.
Oh, wow.
And again, he's taking his shirt off, playing Jesse's Girl at the end of his concert. And it goes back to, he was my age when I saw him. And now he's, 20 plus years older. And so it's kind of weird that I used to think 50s, being in your 50s was so old.
Right.
And now he's going to be 77. I mean, he's an inspiration.
Yeah.
And like Ben's Health did a whole thing on him about, what's in his refrigerator. And he works out every day. I can't do all that.
Well, he won't. You said he wouldn't do it if it wasn't a good script. So obviously he liked the script. But how was he hands-on? Was he like suggesting my character should do this?
We had a Zoom call with him, and there's the opening scene that he's in. My idea was, because he's calling me because he needs me to help him. So he's calling me while I'm walking to work. My idea was he's sitting like out in his backyard with like one of those big silver things, tanning, and
George Hamilton.
Yeah, and two gorgeous women fanning him.
Yeah.
Just typical
Hollywood
looking stuff. And then my director, Scott Breitbarth, he said, what if you're making a smoothie and you're like throwing like crazy things like avocado and like, a cactus and a picture of Dorian Gray. Like you're doing all these things. And then Rick just goes, what if I'm just going to town with some nose clippers? And we're like, done.
All right.
And the day we shot it, I'm texting, I forgot to get a robe for him to wear. Because he's wearing a robe in the opening scene. And one of our production assistants is at Target somewhere in California. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot nose hair clippers. Can you grab nose hair clippers? And then when Rick showed up, he pulls out of his pants. He goes, I got my nose clippers. He brought his own.
That's a
so
pro.
those are his actual nose clippers in the show. Yeah.
And so the kind of, you mentioned the plot. He's a 6-time divorced guy, but talk about your character.
I have an obsession with an ex-girlfriend who's not based on anybody in reality. It's based on the song Aaliyah. Because I went to high school with Donnie Iris's daughter. And he played our prom.
No kidding.
Yes, in 1980. And I was looking at my yearbook the other day because we're starting a committee for our 40th anniversary, or 40th reunion. And I opened it up right to that page. And I'm like, you forget something like that's such a huge deal to have Donnie Iris, Donnie, play your prom.
Where was it at?
Blackhawk High School.
Oh, right at the high school. Okay.
Yeah, right at the high school, right in the gym. And I messaged him a couple of times. I emailed him about, hey, I'm doing the show. I took Aaliyah out for the YouTube. Like it plays over the end credits. I yanked the song because YouTube will be like, when you can't be monetized. They won't block it, but that, and then the opening theme song was a Rick Springfield song that he let us use. So I pulled both of them off. So the opening credit's going to have kind of some generic music, but then a couple weeks from now, I'm going to release the opening credits with the Rick Springfield song, and just who cares? We won't get paid, but everybody can see it that way.
Okay.
And then I'll do the closing credits with Aaliyah. So it'll introduce Aaliyah to a whole new audience.
Now, when you're doing these film festivals, because there's going to be kind of uppity sometimes, the real serious, hardcore movie. What's the reaction you're getting from audiences?
Amazingly, it went well because our production quality, luckily, was very good. For the budget we had, which wasn't that high, we had people that looked at it that said, like, did you spend $1 million on this? And we're like, no, like 8% of that. Like we're tiny amount. And it looked really good. So that really helped us when we're competing in some of these festivals. People were submitting things shot on iPhones, shot in 1080. We shot the whole thing in 4K. We did a single camera. It's called a Red Komodo is the brand of the camera. And it's Netflix approved camera because there's only certain cameras that can be on Netflix. So the production value was really good. But we only had a crew of like 5. Like were really tight.
Now you said it's a pilot episode. Is there a chance there could be more? Is that something you're
well? If you ask
doing?
AI, it's a Netflix series already. That's what's crazy.
Oh wow!
Like the AI review of it.
Okay.
Because I think Rick was on a radio show at some point, and when they did their background research, the guy, and this was in New York City. The guy said, he's coming up with this sitcom with comedian Dan Rosenberg that's going to be on Netflix. And I heard that. I'm like, what? And so probably that interview got fed into AI. So AI thinks we're on Netflix already, which I would love to be on Netflix.
So if I say Dan Rosenberg's dating Sydney Sweeney, That might be on AI
Right, because
now.
you said it, so
Right.
now it might show up.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Throw that out there. I don't know why.
Yeah, but my character, going back to your actual question, my character is a used car salesman. And I was a used car salesman. When I first moved to LA, I sold cars because of Billy Ray Cyrus.
What?
I know. I moved to LA. I was reading on US Airways. I was reading the In-Flight magazine. Remember they used to have those In-Flight magazines?
Yes.
And there was an article about Billy Ray Cyrus that he sold cars because being a bartender, when you're trying to be a musician, you can't make any money during the day being a bartender. At night's when you make your money. And at night's when he wanted to play. So he got a job selling cars. So I'm working at this little car dealer. It was a Pontiac dealership, which why would you sell Pontiacs in California? Like nobody's buying American cars there. And this old guy, I think his name was Joe. He's like, so why are you working here? Like, what made you get into the car business? And I'm like, well, my dad was always in the auto parts business. And I read this article. I was talking about Billy Ray Cyrus. He goes, kid, you won't believe it. He worked at the dealership next door.
No kidding.
At Woodland Hills Honda. He came over here all the time with his flyers. Come check me out. Come check me out. I'm like, I missed it by one dealership. Miley Cyrus could have been my daughter
Yeah.
if I was at the other dealership.
I would have bought a used car off Billy Ray Cyrus, I think. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, there's a cliche of a used car salesman, definitely a cliche, but, the always hustling, the always quick with the phrase and talking. And,
It's not a cliche.
Okay. I was trying to tiptoe into that, but no.
Oh, no tiptoeing needed. It's a real thing. I've worked with all of those people, but there's a group, and I consider myself one of these, where I was like a consumer advocate. And my old boss used to call me, hey, you weak puke. That's what he always called me. Because, you work for us, not the customer. But I always worked for the customer. Like I literally would say, oh, you want $1,500 for your trade? This thing's worth $2,500. Let's say you want $4,000. So I'd put that down. Like I would coach the customer into how to be how to get a good deal. And I ended up doing a radio show in LA about how to get good deals on cars. It was called Car News. There's one called Car Calls that was on the Howard Stern station for a while. And then I was on an AM station for a while doing Car News.
Did you take like listener phone calls?
Took calls. I love the calls. People were calling about anything. Like, I'd say anything but repairs. I don't know anything about fixing cars. I'm not, like I say, when I fix a car, I use my two hands. One hand holds the checkbook, the other hand holds the pen. But people would call in, and my first question was always, did you already buy the car? And they go, yes. I go, you got a great deal. Next caller. Because I'm not going to tell them, oh, you got screwed.
Yeah.
But so the character is really based on me, and there's kind of this slimy character named Tony, who my friend Rafi was just ad-libbing with us on a Zoom call, like when we were practicing it during the pandemic, just doing table reads. And he just nailed the character. I described the character to him based on a real guy. He nailed it. I mean, and he does it so you can't tell what ethnicity he is. So we're not making fun of anybody. Is he Greek? Is he Armenian? And the actual guy is Armenian. I mean, Rafi, the guy that plays the character. And there's a prank we played on him, and we do it in the show. And every car person that's seen the show says, who did you use for your research? Because it's the first show I've ever seen where you got the car business right.
Oh, wow.
Because a lot of shows will get the car business, and it's somebody writing that's bought a car before. It's never somebody that's actually worked in a dealership most of the time.
Interesting. Now, it's going to be on YouTube, and the potential for YouTube is through the roof. I mean, really, there were, I don't want to say kids, but people in their early 20s today, they don't even watch TV. They watch YouTube and TikTok is all they watch. And we're seeing more and more music stars are breaking out on YouTube, on TikTok, not on network TV or not, I hate to say it, even radio. But so talk about, is that something you're hoping to mine with this? And
Well, what happened was I saw that YouTube got 6 Emmy nominations for the first time.
Whoa.
And Fox had 3. AMC, that used to have Breaking Bad and Better Call, had 1.
Okay.
So YouTube beat them in the Emmy nominations this year. And it was just one show, a Subway Stories show or something, got 6 nominations throughout. And then I realized, well, it's eligible now. So we put it on. I can now, I think it's $175 I can put in to get us nominated for your consideration. Doesn't mean we'll get nominated, but we're eligible by being here. So it kind of made it legit. And I texted my agent, and as I said, Barry Katz, who's our executive producer, and it makes it more legitimate. So hopefully everybody will tune in. First 48 hours are kind of important because that's when the algorithm kind of looks at it.
Oh.
So if we get 10,000 views in the first 48 hours, it'll then start feeding it out to other people.
So hammer home again, what is the date on that, and what is the name of the show?
It's a Lot. And if you go to Dan Rosenberg, actually, if you just go to it'salot.com,
No, a lot. One word or two?
A-L-O-T. It's all together. It's 2 words.
Okay.
It's a car lot.
Right.
But forget the car.
Okay.
And it's also the guy's life. My character's life is a lot.
Okay.
Because he's having dreams about this girlfriend, Leah, that has been gone for 10 years. And
Looking better than a body has a right to.
that's right. It's been a long, long time. And the dad, always needs his son to help him with stuff. A new guy comes into the office at the dealership. That's the Tony character. And the best friend is based on Eric Schemer, my real best friend, and he's a DJ, but he moved to Seattle.
He's a big Taylor Swift fan, I know.
He is a huge Taylor Swift fan. Eric, the character, is not.
Okay. And what was it? I think I cut you off. What is the date when this YouTube show is?
August 20th, which is a week from today.
Okay.
At 1:47 p.m. You don't have to tune in right at 1:47.
That's Pacific time, so
4:47 here.
Okay.
And just plan next weekend. Tune in next weekend at some point. Anytime after August 20th, it'll be there for good. We're going to do a live chat probably a week later if people have questions, I took it on tour. I did about a 7-city tour, right? Brought it to theaters and did a Q&A, and it was the most fun I've had with the show, because there's the Rick Springfield fans especially. They'll ask questions that are like, wait, what? And somehow I have the answer, which is like I know all the Rick Springfield trivia. I did a lot of research during the pandemic.
Okay. Well, you've done a lot of radio. You know what I got to do now. I'm going to play a couple commercials here. We're going to have Curtis come in and do the news headlines. You got time to stick around and talk to us, Dan?
I'm
Rosenberg?
here.
Keep that rental car out in the parking lot a little while longer. All right, hold tight. You're listening to Beaver County Radio.
Put freedom in your future. Freedom United Federal Credit Union in Rochester.
Got kids? Too much to do? No time to cook? Download the McDonald's app today and get dinner delivered straight to your door from DoorDash. McDonald's makes it easy for you and your family. Download the app today and get exclusive deals and rewards. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Hold on tight, Butler County. The action is back. The North Washington Rodeo rides in August 18th through the 22nd. Outstanding champions battle it out for huge prize money in one of the biggest rodeos east of the Mississippi. Experience heart-pounding bull riding, barrel racing, bronc busting, and family fun, all at the famous North Washington Rodeo grounds on Route 38 north of Butler. Get your tickets early and save. August 18th through the 22nd. Don't miss the North Washington Rodeo.
Looking for something that's more than just a job? Then this good news is for you. PA Connected Communities helps people with intellectual disabilities and autism by using fun activities like cooking, pottery, and volunteerism to learn valuable skills. PACC is hiring for full-time and part-time in Beaver, Butler, and surrounding areas. When was the last time you got paid to go bowling, the movies, swimming, or doing a community service project? If you're looking for a great job where you can help others improve their life skills, gain independence, and participate in community activities, all while having fun and get paid nicely too, then visit pacc.org.
You don't have to be Catholic to receive the blessings of a Catholic education. At St. Peter and Paul Catholic School in Beaver, all students benefit from a close-knit and nurturing community that offers small class sizes and an approach to teaching and learning that supports academic growth, emphasizes personal attention, and fosters wholesome character development. At St. Peter and Paul, we respect and celebrate individuality while elevating excellence. And now, thanks to generous financial support, St. Peter and Paul is making private Christian education affordable for all. St. Peter and Paul Catholic School is now enrolling students in pre-K through 8th grade for the 2026-2027 school year. For more information or to schedule a tour, call 724-774-4450. That's 724-774-4450. St. Peter and Paul Catholic School, Beaver, lighting the way since 1954.
It is time to rewind at the Beaver Wine Festival on September 26th. The Beaver Area Chamber of Commerce invites wine drinkers to sip and stroll through the Beaver Business District. Sample wines from Pennsylvania makers while enjoying local shopping, delicious food, and live entertainment. All wineries will have pre-poured samples this year to cut down on wait times. Beaver Wine Festival tickets include wine tastings, a commemorative wine glass, and a wine tote. Also available is the VIP experience with express check-in, express lanes at all wineries, and access to the VIP tent with premium tastings, scrumptious bites, and private seating. Or elevate your Winefest experience by reserving a private lounge tent with seating for up to 8 guests. Beaver Wine Festival promises fun from 3 to 7 p.m. September 26. Tickets are expected to sell out, so secure yours now by visiting beaverareachamber.com. Molly Sewer from the Beaver Area Chamber will be our guest on Monday talking about that big festival. Curtis Walsh in here now, and he has got your news headlines.
Thanks, Scott. Coming up in the 9 o'clock news, we'll have details on a Raccoon Township family who's dealing with the aftermath of a devastating fire that destroyed their base of operations of their family business. Also, Congressman Chris DeLuzio announcing that Center Township will be receiving close to $1 million for upgrades to their water line infrastructure. And also, Wegmans breaking ground today on the company's first store in the Pittsburgh region. More on those stories and more coming up at 9 o'clock. We can expect partly cloudy skies today with a high of about 80 degrees. Tonight, it'll be mostly clear with some clouds going down to a low around 70. Tomorrow, rain showers possible early with a high near 83. And on Saturday, we'll start the day off partly sunny skies with a chance of a late rain shower, high of 86. On this Thursday, August the 13th at 36 minutes past 8, we've got a temperature of 68 degrees with cloudy skies in Beaver County. That's news. More at 9. I'm Curtis Walsh on 99.3 and 1230 WBVP, 95.7 and 1460 WMBA, as well as streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Now we'll take a quick look at sports. Pirates are back in action today. An afternoon game you can listen to right here on Beaver County Radio. 1:10 p.m. first pitch. Braxton Ashcraft taking the mound for the Buccos. He's 11-5 on the year, squaring off against Tyler Phillips. After the Marlins series finishes today, Pirates are back home facing the Boston Red Sox for 3 games, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then the Detroit Tigers here for 3 Monday, Tuesday, and next Wednesday. Pittsburgh Steelers have their first preseason game tonight, 7 p.m. start. Steelers playing the Green Bay Packers. Mike McCarthy going against his former team, the new head coach for Pittsburgh. Not any word yet how much action Aaron Rodgers will see in that game. And in racing, big race in Richmond this weekend. Here is your NASCAR Hot Pass to get you excited.
Drivers should have options to the front this Saturday in Richmond. I'm Kyle Rickey. That story next on NASCAR Hot Pass.
On the bleeding edge of 200 miles per hour, the most relentless, unpretentious athletes on the planet chase points, chase trophies, chase each other. That's awesome. No guarantees, no safety net, just sheer guts, guile, and will. The NASCAR Cup Series, brought to you by Xfinity at Richmond. Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern on USA.
Before NASCAR was a sport, it was a movement.
You can't tell the story of America without telling the story of NASCAR.
From the creators of The Last Dance, OJ Made in America, and Full Speed.
Both America and NASCAR were born with a healthy dose of you.
The legends behind the wheel speak about the sport that helped forge America.
Racing is in people's blood.
This is the quintessential American sport.
NASCAR Americana. New episode Saturday after the race on USA.
The NASCAR Cup Series is getting set for its second consecutive short track race with this Saturday night's Cookout 400 at the Richmond Raceway in Virginia. A 3/4-mile tri-oval that Team Penske driver Ryan Blaney believes presents drivers options to make their way through the field.
I've always thought the race has been won there the last handful of years, even further, like on the very bottom. The best cars can do that, but you can make a lap time, a lane or two up the racetrack. Heck, SVG last year was running the fence and was pretty quick. But to me, it's always the further you move up, the more you wear your stuff out.
Blaney finished third at the Virginia Short Track a year ago, but has never won there in 18 prior starts. For more, see MRN.com. I'm Kyle Rickey. This is NASCAR Hot Pass on the Motor Racing Network.
Scott Tady with the Beaver County Radio Morning Show. We are joined in studio by Dan Rosenberg, a nationally touring comedian, now has a YouTube pilot episode starring Rick Springfield. Dan is also talking about his days coaching JV basketball at Blackhawk High School and the glory days of Blackhawk, also at Quigley. And you just turned to sports, Dan. Does that make you now that you're back home briefly, you hear the Steelers are in town, the Pirates are in town. You going to get out there and see those?
I actually have tonight free. I was trying to get a comedy show locally. I reached out to a couple restaurants. I've been doing a show at my local mall. I reached out to Beaver Valley Mall because I'll just do a pop-up show. Didn't hear from anybody. So I'm like, all right, I'll do something else tonight.
You're welcome here.
Yeah. Why don't we do a show here in the lobby? But I didn't know the Steelers were here tonight, so maybe I'll go downtown. I'll go downtown.
There you go.
And see the Steelers.
Well, you live out in Washington State, so what's that like being a Steelers fan now that they're the defending Super Bowl champions?
The Seahawks are awesome, but they're always number 2 to me.
Well said.
I'm a huge Seahawks fan. I did go to the last time the Steelers came to play. It was on a Thanksgiving weekend, I think, and I wore a Steelers T-shirt under my Seahawks jersey.
How was that game? Yeah.
Oh, that's when you're at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every time somebody scored, I was cheering. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was like, yay, yay. People thought there was something wrong with me because I'm just, yay, we're all winners.
I was standing in line with my 6-time Super Bowl champions, and the guy behind me in the beer line was not happy because one of those was against Seattle, and they're still
bitter.
mad.
They're
Yes,
still
they are.
bitter. I'm like, guys, they're like, oh, the refs were horrible. I go, they were.
Yeah.
It's not the Steelers' fault.
Yeah.
They didn't cheat.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm always defending the Steelers. I'm like, hey, we got the win. Like, and if we would have run the ball with Marshawn that one other play, they would have had back-to-back Super Bowls.
That's true. Well, now that you're back in Beaver County for a quick spell, is there anything you got to do? Any checks any boxes you got to check? A lot of people go to the hot dog shop, for instance. You got anything planned like that?
I might have to go to the hot dog shop. I'm probably going to go have breakfast at Eaton Park. Because we don't have those. And my buddy Eric and I, we're talking about doing Top Golf, which we do have, but I've never gone.
Oh, down in Bridgeville.
Yeah, so just go hit some golf balls, I guess. I don't know. Is that what that is?
I think so.
I have no idea.
There's a bar there, too.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
And then, then I've got to drive up to Akron, and then that'll be fun. If anybody wants to go to Akron, I'm there tomorrow night, 9:30. If anybody wants to go to Youngstown, it's not that far from here.
Oh, yeah.
Go over to the Funny Farm Comedy Club.
In Youngstown? Yeah.
It's in Warren, actually.
Oh, that's just
Cafe 422 or 442. They're in the basement.
There's a Highway 422. You can be
so
there.
It's probably 422.
You can be there in 45 minutes. 15. Yeah.
So that's what I'll be doing. And then Sunday, I might go see the Pirates.
Red Sox in town.
Go see the Pirates lose.
Well, you make fun. You say going downtown, but I don't hear a Yinzer accent on you. Is that something you had to work to get rid of, or
no? I never really. I don't know that I've ever purposely or subconsciously used the word Yins, but when I talk anywhere else, people go, "Where are you from?" Like other people can hear something.
Yeah.
And they go, I go Pittsburgh. And they go, I was going to say Jersey. I'm like, Jersey? No, please. I mean, I have a little bit of something, but I guess you're doing radio for a while too. I try to get the voice to be more like a radio voice.
Yeah, I'm still working on that.
Well, you went from newspaper to radio.
Yeah.
Like Nexus TV. Like you're going to become the king of all media of Beaver County.
There you go. And then end up on YouTube.
Yes.
That's where the action is when I'm here.
By the way, I just want to say, coming in here, it was so cool. Just being like, it's so awesome to be in an actual radio station. And WBVP, I grew up on. And literally, I thought when I was first talking with you, I didn't realize you were here. I thought I was going downtown Beaver Falls. I was going to 7th Avenue in the old studio.
Yeah.
Or going to Merchant Street for the Ambridge station.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's all merged. It's AM. It's FM. I love this.
And we don't have Orm's Donuts a block away.
Yes. Oh, the smell probably was in the studio.
Yeah. So talk about as far as your stand-up comedy style. Is it like observational? Do you like give instances from your own life? What are some of the things you riff on?
I'm very observational, but not as much as Seinfeld. And I've lately been doing more stories. Like I've got longer form. Like I don't do jokey jokes. Like my first joke ever was I only date waitresses because if you marry a waitress and get divorced, you only have to give her 15%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was 1992. So 15% was normal.
Yeah,
now people go, wow, you're cheap. I'm like, no, the joke is 34 years old. And it's weird. A lot of times I was just on a show in Tacoma, Washington with 4 other comics, and the combined age of all the other comics, they had the combined experience of all the other comics was half of the 34 years I've been doing comedy.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of weird and I meet people that are like in their 20s. I'm like, I've got jokes older than you. But now I'm doing more stories. I've been writing like a one-man show that's all about that pivotal moment in your life. Like everybody has that moment. They think this is when my life changed. Like if I would have made the other decision, I would have gone a different direction. And I traced mine all the way back to September 11th, 1996.
Okay.
Working at the Courtyard by Marriott, right by the airport. I was a night auditor.
All right.
And I was an extra in a movie called Desperate Measures with Andy Garcia and Michael Keaton that they filmed downtown.
I saw that movie.
Downtown. I'm in it a couple of times. I'm a doctor and I'm also a SWAT team member in almost back-to-back scenes. So if you really look, it's like, why would that guy suddenly have a gun? And I met someone on the night I wasn't supposed to be there. I met someone. We started dating. She got a job in Orlando at Disney, and that's what led me to Florida. And that's what actually literally, then she moved back. She's like, I don't like it here. And I then started dating a girl who worked for Disney, and she was obsessed with Rick Springfield. And he was performing at downtown Disney. She's like, oh, do you want to go see him? I'm like, he's still performing? Okay. And he had been retired for like 5 years. It was totally out of the limelight. He got injured and then he had 2 kids. And
that was 30 years ago.
This was 1998.
Okay, 28 years ago.
So it was 28 years ago. And it's pouring rain. And we watched him do 2 shows. And I told Rick that story the day we were shooting. And he goes, I remember that perfectly well. He goes, I had been retired and my kids wanted to go to Disney World. I didn't want to pay for it. So my manager called Disney World. Hey, can Rick Springfield come do a show? And like, sure. So he goes, they paid my airfare. We got into the park for free. We got to go to all the rides right away. He goes, I go every year since. And like, I was there at his comeback.
Oh, wow.
So this all tied in. And then, so the sitcom or the one-man show is basically from being an extra in a Michael Keaton movie to having a sitcom with Rick Springfield and how one decision led to all of that.
About that.
That was my pivotal, I can't say pivotal moment.
I think the mistake of that movie, Desperate Measures, they took one of the most likable guys, Michael Keaton, and they made him the bad guy. And that just didn't work.
Yeah. And what was fun with that movie was his nephew was an extra also. And he looked just like him. Like he had the family resemblance of the Douglas family. And because his real name's Michael Douglas. And so I was hanging out with him a lot. And he's like, hey, you want to go have dinner with my uncle? I'm like, yeah.
Right.
Dinner with Batman? Absolutely. And then he said, oh, yeah, he's staying in character until he's done. And so I guess he was like a big method actor.
Okay.
And so he was just being like mean and evil. And he wouldn't go out afterwards. It was really wild.
Oh, wow.
And the movies, sadly, the 2 movies I was in as an extra was that and Sudden Death with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I knew you were going to go there. I just had a feeling.
Yeah. That one was a lot of fun because I got hired to entertain the audience at the Civic Arena. Mike Lang introduced me my first day.
Oh.
And at 9 a.m., and I go out and I think, oh my God, this place is packed. And then as I'm looking, I'm like, those people aren't moving. It was cardboard cutouts the whole time. And if you watch the movie, you can tell.
Yeah, I can.
Like if you get the HD version of the movie.
I'm trying to remember the end of the Civic Arena, the dome opens and the helicopter crashes
yep.
and Iceberg the mascot does something and
the mascot gets killed.
Okay. Oops, spoiler alert.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the movie from 1990, when did that come out? 95?
Yeah.
It came, yeah, 94. Not a good movie either.
Yeah, no.
My favorite memory though was I was a SWAT team member and I was doing double duty. I was hosting and also a SWAT team member. And there was like a craft services table, and I got to go to the nice one, not the one the extras had to go to. I had like a VIP pass, and I go to reach for a cookie. First off, all the women are checking me out. I'm like, oh, look, they're looking in the window into the Civic Arena, like right in the lobby. And I go to grab a cookie, and this hand grabs it, and I look, and it's Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Ooh.
I'm like, they're not looking at me. I'm invisible.
The muscles from Brussels.
He's right there.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was a fun time here in Pittsburgh too.
Well, the stand-up career, you mentioned 34 years. In what ways, if any, has comedy changed? Like the audiences themselves, is it?
It's way different. You used to be, I was never a political comic, but you could touch on making fun of the current president, no matter who it was, and not get booed. Now it's like half the audience is going to be like, nah.
Yeah.
And so I've taken politics completely out. I do have one joke, but I make fun of how fat President Taft was. That's my presidential joke. I go way back. And I go, people are like, was he Republican or Democrat? Am I allowed to laugh at that? I'm like, doesn't matter. It's 1910. But I think with the internet and with short attention spans and TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Instagram, it has definitely changed the audience. I've done shows with people I've never heard of. Like a local club will call and say, hey, you want to feature for so-and-so? And I look them up on Instagram, and they've got 300,000 followers. And I go to the club on a Thursday night, and there's 300 people there to see this person. I've never heard of them. And they're funny. They're not, they have their fans. And that's what's really changed. Is it used to be the clubs did all the marketing, and you just showed up and performed. Now it's the clubs like, hey, you're going to post on your Instagram, are you going to promote this, are you going to put butts in seats? I'm like, that's not totally my job. That's kind of your job.
They expect you to be.
Now they expect us to do it.
Okay. You mentioned the political thing. As far as the audiences themselves, is there things that are, I mean, comedy is not evergreen. Some things we could joke about 34 years ago gets a little touchy. Do you find that, or is there?
Yeah, I have a whole, for lack of a better word, I have a Helen Keller joke.
Okay.
But I'm actually making fun of Alabama, not Helen Keller.
All right.
And for quite a few years, I could not, like if I touched on that joke, people are like, whoa. But in the last 4 or 5 years, I'm like, you guys easily offended? And I kind of gauge the audience. I go, do you guys want a joke that's a little risky? And if they applaud and they're excited, I do the joke, and it kills better than it did in the 90s.
Interesting.
So I bring that joke back, and that's kind of fun. But like accents, you can't do accents anymore. I mean, you can do it, I guess
an Irish accent or anything?
I can do, I think the rule is if the person's the same color as you can do the accent.
Okay.
So I can do Russian or German, but Indian accent or Asian accent, no, you can't touch it.
Yeah.
Whereas even, 8-10 years ago, people were doing, and there's still comics that do it. They don't care. It's like, because to me, that's, if you're not making fun of a whole group of people, you're doing an accent because it fits the joke. It's not that offensive, really. But when you start, as they say, punching down, and you're making fun of a minority group, that is bad.
Yeah.
So I try to keep everybody happy. That's what comedy's for.
Yeah, yeah.
Smile, laugh, forget about what's going on in the world, and just have a good time for an hour.
Well, you have some of your comedy on YouTube as well. Like, can people watch a whole, like some of your stand-up routine?
Yes. If you go to YouTube and you go look up Dan Rosenberg, the number 3, or you can just go to danrosenberg.com. That'll also take you to everything. I did a comedy special 2 years ago, and the special and the clips from it, I've got around 3 million views between all of them. The special itself is only like 30,000, but some of the clips hit, one hit 962,000 and then it stopped. And it really bothered me because I was like, it's going to hit 1 million. It was like, do you remember Price is Right where they had like the little doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo? I'm like, it's going to go, and it just stopped right at the top, which means I won the car if I was on the Price is Right.
Yeah, you don't want to go over.
Yeah, on that you don't want to go over. But I was in Canada, and a guy came up to me afterwards. He goes, oh, congratulations. I go, why? He goes, 962,000 here? That's like 1.2 million. I was like, oh, okay. I guess that's the conversion rate.
Well, maybe with the new YouTube series, that'll get you that final push.
I hope so. Like I said, YouTube is becoming the source for everything. I mean, between Netflix, YouTube, Amazon, Hulu, they're all bigger than the networks now.
Yeah, they really are. All right, so it's the pilot episode, but I have confidence it's going to be more than that. I have a feeling it's going to go. Could that happen? Would Rick Springfield do some other appearances?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sure if we got a deal, he would be in, I hope.
You might have to fly him to Kennywood or something, but
yeah, there is a whole episode I wrote where we come back to Pittsburgh for my 30th reunion, his 50th reunion, and that was one of the 10 episodes I wrote. And I had a line where we're sitting in a restaurant, and this woman keeps looking at him, and I'm like, oh, here we go again. And this woman comes up and she goes, "Are you?" He goes, I think I know your mother, Jessica. And he goes, "Yes." She goes, "You're Jesse's boy." And then went da-da-dam-dam. And we'd do a quick camera take. Just a little inside joke.
Everyone loves Jesse's girl.
Yes.
All right, so one more time, Dan Rosenberg, because we want to flood YouTube. We all want to be watching, clicking it multiple times. So when does this show?
August 20th, which is exactly 1 week from right now. If you go to itsalot.com, ITSALOT.com, You can subscribe to my YouTube channel right there, and then you'll get a notification when it's live at 4:47 local time. And the goal is just watch the whole thing. You can leave the room. Let's be honest. Start it, walk out of the room. I don't care. Give it a like, give it a comment. The whole thing is all algorithm based.
Metrics.
Yes. And if the algorithm sees it's being engaged with, then it'll start spitting it out. The way I think it works is like the first 1,000 views are important, and then the first 40 hours are important, and then like the next 5,000 views, and then 10,000. If you hit 100,000 and it's got good metrics, it'll just blow it up. And that's the goal. Like if we had 1 million views, I mean, that's very exciting.
Well, we've been filming this whole interview, so it's on our YouTube page where you won't get 1 million, I'll be honest, but
990,000, like that grant
exactly.
from the
also on our Facebook page as well. Dan Rosenberg, been a lot of fun chatting with you.
Absolutely.
You got to stay in touch. Let us know how it goes.
I will. Please, everybody, check out the website. You can go to. I have so many sites. You go to danrosenberg.com. You can go to itsalot.com, or you can go to the Funny Farm if you want to drive over to Youngstown Saturday night, 8 p.m.
And you're listening, Beaver County, Pittsburgh club owners. You could book Dan Rosenberg for his next time back in town.
Yes.
All right. Take care.
You too.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to the action track.
They're wrecking. Trouble off turn number 3. Joey Logano gets nailed. Here comes Bubba Wallace. Brad